ebooks? If I can't hold the paper in my hand, I'm not going near.
Hello, I thought I would start this video off with a TikTok. He is funny. Go follow that guy. Look for Emily Wilkinson. It's funny. Today, I want to talk to you about the Kindle. I'm a big ebook guy. I always have been. And the newest generation of Kindles are really nice little. Look how tiny that is, but the screen is nice and big. Why do you need one? Why should you, as a reader, have a Kindle? A, space. If you're like me and you travel a lot, you can get thousands of books. This is 8 gigs. This is amazing. And you can get thousands upon thousands of books on this one device. And I will say that. And if you're finished with them, they go back in the cloud. 2, this is going to be a long-winded video. Text. I have this thing that being able to, because I require glasses, I wear contact lenses and I use glasses to read a lot, but being able to make the text bigger and smaller at will, just by doing that, is surprisingly useful. And it's just, this is weightless, and I want to give a shout out to the screen. The screen on this thing not only looks like paper, it feels like paper. And I hear a lot of people, I can't deal with reading on anything that isn't paper. You wouldn't know the difference. I mean that. And it's available in black and white, by the way. You wouldn't know it wasn't paper. The new screen has a higher contrast, so the text is even more standy-outy. That's not a word, but you know what I mean. And it also has a much cleaner background, so instead of that sort of silvery paperback novel paper look, it looks more like a hardback in terms of just like that paper quality. It even feels like paper if you touch the screen. Anything in the public domain is free. So public domain laws for books and things like that are different for every country, which is a really annoying little thing. But if it's in the public domain, it's free. You have access to classics. Why pay for these things when you can get them free from Amazon, Project Gutenberg, and countless other sites? Feedbooks is like one of my favourite sites, by the way. They're there, they're free, they're firmly accessible, and accessibility is a big deal with these things, because most of the time, unless it's like some special edition with extra bits in the back or something, all of these classics that you buy are heavily marked up pieces of dead tree. Like, you buy a basic copy of Jane Austen in some beautiful hardback cover, you're paying a huge markup for that. And I will say that cost is also a thing. If you know where to go, you can get ebooks super cheap, and I mean so easily cheap. There are plenty of legal and free ways, which are firmly free ways of getting books, but also things like BookBub, which is a great thing to sign up for, and you can alter that as you go. The Kindle for me is a godsend. I travel a lot, and the upgrade from my previous Kindle to that Kindle to this little thing is amazing. And I mean that, like, the difference going from my old one to my new one is just mind-blowing. The better picture, the better contrast, the overall presentation, and also, because my one was quite old, a better OS presentation as well, so the operating system's been upgraded, and they're so easy to use. Now, the reason those two don't have covers is they're currently in the cloud, but the minute they're downloaded and re-uploaded, but you can see what I'm reading very easily. You pick up from where you leave off, you can highlight things, you can add your own notes, you can add your own little notes to chapters and words and phrases, and it's just a great little device. And there is a lot of snobbery with ebooks, and I do see it on BookTube a lot, but you know what? The Kindle is an amazing device that has brought out so many readers into the world. And also, this is responsible for some great novels. There are some amazing indie published works and small press works which are extremely expensive or very difficult to get in paperback or even hardback, but they're fully accessible on this. Small press works, essays, you name it, you can get them. You can read papers by scientists, and they're pretty much always free. They're there. I don't know how I lived without it, and I've been a Kindle user for the last 7-8 years? That's a long time to have one. I mean, I have a library's worth of books on there that's forever growing and forever changing, but it's a phenomenal little device. There are other e-readers and other ways to read on the market. There's Kobo and iPad. Sadly, there aren't many other options. Kobo just is a bit clunky. I don't enjoy the experience, and having it linked to one account where I don't need another password and I don't need another login is great. I will say that. Just, it's all tied to my Amazon. When you buy one, it comes pre-linked to your Amazon account, which makes it even better. And there's iBooks. And now iBooks is good and has all the same stuff, but again, backlit screen. The iPad is not designed for long-term reading. It's a computer screen, and it's not good for your eyes. and blue light isn't good for you. It can be very stimulating, cause migraines and headaches and so on. Being able to read on something that literally looks like a piece of paper in the palm of your hand makes life so much easier and saves me a lot of headaches. But the step up from the old Kindle, look how tiny it is. The step up from my previous Kindle to this, that was reasonably out of date, is mind-blowing. A lot of my reading is done on this. Tell me what you think in the comments below. And I know Dauntless Reader is going to have a fit over this video, so bye.